decimals. And the top of this page gives us a real good example of what to do. And they start by showing you this. Look for divide, multiply, subtract, bring it down. So they start off, and I'm going to show you down here for number 1. The most important thing when dividing with decimals is when you have your decimal in the box is to carry it up. Now we can just treat this like a long division problem that you've been doing since 4th grade. So 2 goes into 2 one time, so I divide, then I multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. I subtract, I get 0, and then I bring it down, 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 2. Sorry, 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract, I get 0. 4, 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4, and I have nothing left over. I am done. So let's keep going. Let's try number 7. So I see my decimal place, I raise my decimal place, and I'm done with the decimals. Now it's just long division. 8 goes into, doesn't go into 5, but it goes into 58 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. I get 2 left over, and I bring down the 4. 8 goes into 24 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24, and I bring down my 8. 8 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 8 is 8, and I'm left over with 0. So that is how I do long division. I only want you guys to do the evens. And now they're going to talk about how do we divide with decimals. And they try to show you with a picture. So if I have a box of peanuts that weighs 1 pound, and the nuts are divided into smaller bags. So I open up the box and I have these smaller bags, and each weighs 0.2 of a pound. How many bags can be filled? So they want to know how many bags are in that giant box. And so what they do is they show you, they take their 1 pound and they split it up into 2/10. And they put 2/10 in this bag, 2/10 in this bag, and they keep repeating until they have 5. Now here's where dividing with decimals has one extra step than just raising the decimal. If you notice that there's a decimal right here, well, we can't really use that decimal, so we're going to move it over. And I move it over 1. So if I move it over 1 there, I move it over 1 here, and then I raise it. So 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract, and I'm done. Let's try this out. So how many tenths are in 3? 3/10. So I move my decimal, and if I move it 1, I move it 1, and then I raise it. 1 goes into 3 times. That's pretty easy. So let's come down here where they're showing you how to do this. We move it over and then divide. So let's try here. On number 11, I move my decimal over 1. So if I move it over there, I move it here. My decimal goes right there. 4 goes into 35 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. I subtract, get 3, and then I bring down my 6. 4 goes into 36 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36, and I'm done. And I wanted to show you, let's try the story problem. Angela has this much of vanilla in a cupboard. If she needs this much of vanilla to make 1 cake, how many cakes can she make? So this is definitely a division problem. So we're going to go 2.35, and I have 0.05. Well, I have to move my decimal 2 places. 1, 2. because you can't divide it with decimals over there. So I move it over here. 1, 2, raise it up. 5 doesn't go into 2, but it goes into 23. 4 times 5 is 20. I subtract, get 3 left over, bring down my 5. 5 goes into 5, or sorry, 35, 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. So she can make 47, but we don't leave our answers naked because it is a story problem. The question was cakes. We want to know how many cakes can she make. She can make 47 cakes. Go ahead and do the evens on both pages and come see me if you need help.